Starting July 1st, Russia, Belarus and Kazakhstan entered the first stage of the customs union. This inevitably brought numerous questions related to the introduction of new customs regulations. The authorities suggest addressing all of them to a hotline, since there is an evident lack of appropriate documentation. All 42 customs stations of Kazakhstan are already operating in accordance with the new regulations. The clearance of cargo and luggage is no longer conducted, although their inspection and document checking is still in place. On Thursday, the customs authorities made it clear that opening of borders doesn't cancel the customs control procedures.
It is important to understand that starting July 1st, 2010, the customs clearance on the Russian-Kazakh border will be cancelled in accordance with all the agreements and the legal base, but the customs control will still be in force on both sides.
The introduction of the customs union has also changed the rules for import and export of goods from third countries. The Uniform Customs Code now provides for only passenger declaration. All other declaration forms used between Russia and Kazakhstan are now abolished.
From now on, citizens will be able to import goods to the customs union member states without paying customs duties if the total value of the goods does not exceed $1,838 and weighing not more than 50 kilos. Up to 3 liters of alcohol beverages per person can be imported duty-free, with each extra liter costing $12. Tobacco will not be taxed only if its weight does not exceed 250 grams or there are no more than 200 cigarettes in total.
The official documents have been signed, although no one yet knows how to actually apply the new regulations. On Thursday, during a conference in Moscow, businessmen have requested the Russian Federal Customs Agency and Economy Ministry to provide them with documents which they could use as guide in working with Customs Union. The enforcement of the customs code in Kazakhstan, Russia and Belarus is followed with a number of unsolved issues, which will complicate the operation of businesses in all of the union's members. Russian top sanitary authority Nikolai Vlasov said on Thursday that the customs union was adopted in a rush. Businessmen attending the thematic conference in Moscow were even harsher in their comments. In Russia, the adoption of the law was postponed until autumn. Instead of clear official explanations, Russian businessmen are directed to a hotline, which supposedly has all the answers. Since July 1st, Russian custom officers employ new instructions while dealing with Kazakh exporters, although they are clearly not fully familiar with all of the regulations just yet.
So, until the decision on the Interstate Council and the customs declarations must be submitted to the national customs agencies to those countries where the legal entities are registered in. This is not really clear at all. Does this imply that if the cargo was cleared somewhere in Almaty, it becomes part of the customs union goods load and can be transported anywhere? So the residential principle doesn't work anymore. Not in this sense, because the treaty has not been signed yet.
78% of housing in Astana was distributed with law violations. While more than 17,000 people are still on the waiting list, some are able to obtain apartments through their connections in various official bodies. At the Thursday's meeting of the National Anti-Corruption Council, the first deputy of the Astana's mayor, Sergei Kharashun, failed to properly explain the logic behind the distribution of housing in the capital.
Sergei Kharashun, the deputy mayor of Astana, reported on the housing issues in the capital of Kazakhstan and was severely criticized by the members of the ruling party Nuratan.
You remind me of an average student that doesn't know the subject.
For 2 years, the distribution of apartments was anything but transparent. Kharashun explained how the settlement was conducted without addressing the housing commission or how the available apartments are issued to people outside of the official waiting list.
Half a year ago, the Astana administration held a presentation of the Independence Housing Complex. It was revealed that several buses of people who were standing in for the real shareholders were brought there, although they had nothing to do with the facility.
It's hard to explain, but there were numerous cases of allotting apartments to those who already have property.
I would prefer not to give out the name of a person in question.
Despite of the unclear situation, Kharashun seemed to feel no discomfort among the council members.
Mr. Kharashun, you said that you are going to make some conclusions from today's meeting. Please do not arrange for some showcase reprimands, as we don't ask for anyone's blood. You, however, need to make the system work.
The inspections were conducted all over the country and violations were found almost everywhere. For example, in Sargayash district of the East Kazakhstan region, several people appeared on the waiting list and received apartments all in the span of a single day.
Kazakhstan could soon become the world center for rejuvenation and health improvement as the Healthcare Ministry has presented its new project in Astana, the Stem Cell Technology Lab. However, as with all recent innovations, the opponents of the know-how are quite vocal in their skepticism.
The stem cell injections are now available in Kazakhstan as the Healthcare Ministry has opened a stem cell research lab. Minister Toskalev announced that the procedures for Kazakh citizens are free of charge, but foreigners will have to pay an average of $10,000 for a course of treatment. The first clinical tests have been conducted already.
We have already publicized the results and they correspond to the tasks we have set up. This applies to patients with extreme compromised liver function and diabetes.
The president of Kazakh Diabetics Association, Natalia Tukaleva, is one of the opponents of the surgeries using the stem cell technologies. She has an argument: the studies of this method have not yet been fully completed. In hopes of recovering from the disease, Natalia has been injected with the fetal cells of an unborn baby 6 years ago. Back then, Toskalev promised her full recovery, although with no guarantees.
Well, I was told that everything will be fine, but I have diabetes for a long time and I know what it is like firsthand. At the press conference where the authorities claimed that soon we'll have no need for insulin, I told reporters that this is, of course, would be great, but we have to wait and see what happens. Here I am, still taking insulin, and nothing has changed yet.
The healthcare minister assures that the new medical technology is legal and meant to provide the safety of patients. The new medical facility will start operating next month. The project is a joint Kazakh and American endeavor. Since there is no stem cell production technologies in Kazakhstan, the materials will be supplied from the USA.
These were all the latest updates for today. Join us tomorrow. Goodbye.